Hello everyone and welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at a case knife that I picked up while I was at Blade Show Texas, and this is one that is an exclusive to SMKW. It comes in the white box with the golden sort of brown text, so you know it's going to be a carbon steel. CS at the bottom here, and this one isn't just the normal carbon steel I use, this is actually in 1095. Other than that, exactly standard case box, just you have carbon steel on the sides. You have the WR Case & Sons twice tested, never bested. And then you can see we're looking at number 25229. That's the Autumn Bone Deep Canyon Jig Sod Buster Jr. And the model number for this one is quite a large one, with it being an exclusive. You've got USA 6137 and then 1095 for the carbon steel. And this one was made on the 21st of November 2024. So right about 6 months old, a little bit less than that maybe. Inside the box, you get the standard stuff. You get the paperwork, the little tissue the knife comes wrapped in. Nothing sort of out of the ordinary there. But take a look at this. Deep Canyon Autumn Bone. And I mean, this thing is absolutely beautiful. Now, I picked this up at Blade Show Texas, so I was able to sort of handle a few and pick which one I liked. Now, there were some, mine, I will say the centering is off, but it's not rubbing the liners, although it is very close. But I chose to go for one that's a little bit off-center just to get the absolutely beautiful bone. There was actually quite a few examples there where one side would be sort of like this orange here, and then the front side or the back would be just absolute black or really dark brown. So I wanted to get one that matched. But you can see the beautiful deep canyon on that. Look how deep that's jigged on there. Got the standard pins holding this together. Of course, they're all spun. Makes it a bit easier to pin when it's going inside this bone. Less chance of cracking it. We have brass liners on the back as well. And you can see that beautiful steel spring. Gapping, nothing on this knife. It's absolutely beautiful. See that all the way down there as well. Beautifully sort of pocket worn style bone. Now, it's not advertised as pocket worn, but you can see how it's been beautifully rounded off on the sides there. And it's nice and smooth along this edge here. And it's nice to see as well that the front and the back do match in colour. This one a little bit lighter in some places, but overall the match I think is absolutely fantastic. And you'll notice as well, if I compare it to a regular bone sod buster, and we'll use this sky blue crandall jig that Thrifty Kniffy picked up for me, because of the deep canyon jig, they've made the bone a little bit thicker, and you can see the comparison there between the two, which means it'll be a bit of more of a robust work knife. And, you know, less chance of it cracking when you drop it. But, I mean, it's still going to be a fragile knife. It's bone after all. Let's take a look at some specs. So, the close length then of the Sod Buster Jr. is right about 3 3/4. So, pretty much in that Goldilocks zone for me. 3.5 to 3 3/4 is pretty much a perfect size. Makes it really pocketable. Pretty much disappears in the hand. The Sod Buster Jr. then being pretty much universally seen as a sort of a working man's knife. Really fantastically done. The bone ones being a bit more sort of fancier carries, I would say, over the standard sort of synthetic or Delrin ones, where you can see the thickness is actually not far off different. The synthetic's definitely a little bit more, but this one being the more robust day-to-day user and abuser, whereas the bone one being a bit more of a posher carry. We have the standard sort of drop point blade on here, and this is in 1095 carbon steel. See that beautiful mirror polish on there as well with the crescent moon nail nick. We have the case tang etch, so you can see you've got case XX and then the 6 dots, which makes it a 2024. And then on the back you can see we've got USA 6137, 37 being the pattern number, the 6 being the material, the handle, which is bone, and then the 1 being a single blade. And then you have 1095, which designates the carbon steel for this one. Great action on this one. Nice and smooth. Nice snap on the close. About a 6.5 on the pull. Beautiful knife overall, and one that I've been waiting to use since I got it back. But I wanted to do a review before I absolutely breakfasted the blade. As many of you are familiar with me, you know I like to use my carbon steel and I like to let it patina. It's an example there of the carbon steel on this synthetic one. But the blade length, is put as a junior, it's going to be very UK friendly. So we've got a 2 3/4 inch full blade and then a cutting edge of 2.5, so that's not going to cause any issues in the UK whatsoever. Beautiful action. As I said, it is a little bit off center. There is no rub on the blade from what I can see, just seems to be sort of my finger scuffs. But the good thing about this one is because I'm opening it with a nail like this side, you're actually pushing away to open it, so you're not going to get any sort of push rub at all because it's way far away from the liner on the other side. Beautiful brass liners, absolutely fantastic bone. It's great to be able to pick one of these up in person and be able to check over a few. Now, I will say some had better centering. John over at Thrifty Kniffy got his on the first day, and his has got superb centering and action, and even his is, the bone is beautifully coloured on both sides. But myself and Mikey Newman got equal ones, but the blade centering was a little off. But for me, this is going to be a work knife, so I've got no issues at all with that. Going to enjoy carrying this knife. I think it's going to be an absolute beautiful addition to the Sod Buster Jr. collection. Now, at one point I did have 3. I went back down to 1, and now I'm back up to 4. And here is my 4 examples of the ones I have. Now, I probably will pick up more. I might move some on. But honestly, the only one I think I'd even think about moving on, maybe if I got bored of it, would be this one. Because this was a gift. This was a gift. And this one was also a gift. So I love to keep my gift knives. They're just something sentimental about them. But you can really see the difference between the thicknesses of these knives if I hold them all up together. The synthetic and the micarta seem to be very similar. The Autumn Deep Canyon bone is a little bit thinner again, and then if you go down to the really sort of delicate gentleman's carry of this sky blue. But overall, a fantastic pattern. I absolutely love the Sod Buster Jr. For me, it's a perfect size. I know for a lot of people it can be seen a little bit on the smaller side, but honestly, for my hand and my sort of usage, I think it's absolutely perfect. All of these have a fantastic action. I've never come across a Sod Buster Jr. in maybe, I've probably had a total of about 10 overall, and all the ones I've had great action. Some of them the centering's not so great, some of them the centering's perfect. That's sort of how it happens. You can see this one here is dead center, and this one here is also dead center. So it just tends to be luck of the draw. But I mean, Case will always warranty a knife, so if you're not happy with one, you are able to send it back. But there we go, guys. That is my review of the Case Deep Canyon Jig Bone Autumn Sod Buster Jr. This is an SMKW exclusive in 1095 carbon steel. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.